Today, we're going to take different pieces of information, connect them, and focus specifically on XRP, especially its utility, institutional adoption, and the growing role of banks. Because at the end of this, the most important part is not just price speculation, but how banks are starting to position themselves around XRP, potentially accumulating, using, and integrating it into real financial systems. Hey guys, welcome back to Whiteboard Crypto Update. In today's video, we will talk about XRP. So be sure to stay focused, as you surely don't want to miss out on this. If you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications by hitting the bell so you never miss any of our uploads. This video is for educational purposes only. It is not financial advice. Always do your own research before making any investment decisions. Let's begin with a major shift happening in traditional finance: tokenization. Large financial institutions managing trillions of dollars are now moving toward offering tokenized versions of assets like ETFs. These tokenized assets can be traded 24/7 using crypto wallets, completely removing traditional barriers like limited market hours and dependency on brokerage accounts. This is a huge transformation because it changes how financial markets operate at a fundamental level. Now here's where XRP becomes relevant. These tokenization efforts are not happening in isolation. They are tied to blockchain infrastructure, and in many cases, ecosystems connected to Ripple technology. This means we are not just talking about theory anymore. This is real-world implementation. Now, something very important to understand is the mindset behind institutional involvement. When institutions explored XRP, they did not approach it purely from a speculative angle. Instead, they looked at how the XRP network could solve real business problems. When a network helps reduce costs, improve efficiency, and create new opportunities, that's when it becomes valuable from a utility perspective. And once that utility is discovered, institutions naturally start holding the asset, not because they are hoping for a quick price increase, but because they actually need it to operate. This is a major shift. XRP moves from being just a tradable digital asset to becoming part of financial infrastructure. Building on this, Ripple has been working with banks and financial institutions for many years. What's changing now is the level of adoption and the type of use cases being tested. We are seeing real-world pilots for cross-border payments, where XRP ledger and stablecoins are being used to settle transactions more efficiently than traditional systems. There's also strong regulatory progress in regions like Asia-Pacific, where financial authorities are more open to blockchain innovation. This creates an environment where XRP can actually be used at scale. Now comes one of the most important developments. According to global financial reporting aligned with Basel III standards, XRP has entered the list of top crypto exposures held by banks. This is not a small detail. This means banks are officially reporting their exposure to XRP alongside major digital assets. Under these regulations, banks are required to classify and disclose their crypto holdings within a structured framework. So this is not speculation. It is regulated participation. XRP is no longer on the sidelines. It is now being tracked, measured, and integrated into institutional portfolios. The scale of this data is also important. It includes around 150 banks, many of which are major global financial institutions. These are not small experimental players. These are the core entities that form the backbone of the global financial system. So when they start reporting exposure to XRP, it signals a broader shift. This is not hype. It's a structural transition happening within finance. Now let's talk about what could happen next. There are three major factors that could push XRP further into the spotlight. First is increased transparency. As regulations evolve, institutions will be required to disclose more details about their digital asset strategies. This could reveal deeper insights into Ripple's partnerships and how much XRP is already allocated to institutions. This kind of clarity can strengthen confidence in XRP's real-world use case. Second is the potential adjustment of XRP's escrow and its classification as a mature digital commodity. If XRP moves closer to being fully recognized in this way, it could make it more attractive for banks and large institutions to get involved. It also strengthens decentralization and aligns XRP with regulatory expectations. Third, and most important, is institutional utility at scale. With clearer regulations and better infrastructure, banks can start integrating XRP for cross-border payments and on-demand liquidity. This is where real demand begins, not temporary demand driven by hype, but sustained demand driven by actual usage. And this brings us to the most important point. The long-term value of XRP is not driven by speculation. It is driven by utility. It has always been about utility. When financial institutions begin using XRP as part of their operations, demand naturally increases. And once adoption reaches a certain level, the shift can happen very quickly. It doesn't always move slowly. Sometimes it accelerates once everything is in place. So, while nothing is guaranteed and this is not financial advice, the direction we are seeing suggests that XRP is gradually becoming part of the global financial infrastructure. The institutions are not just watching anymore. They are preparing, testing, and in some cases, already participating. And those who take the time to understand these developments will at least have a clearer perspective on what is unfolding. Because in the end, this is not just about price movements. It's about a transformation in how financial systems operate, and XRP is positioning itself right at the center of that transformation. Well, guys, that's all we have for you today. What are your thoughts on XRP? Get involved and let us know in the comments down below. If you guys like this video, then be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Thank you for watching.